Most of the early pressure. I mentioned they have a pretty desperate record against Real Madrid, but even last year they made it difficult. It took a last-minute goal from Sergio Ramos to be the difference between the sides. It was a 3-2 success for Real Madrid. Ramos is missing today, of course. He was prominent in both games last year. He was also sent off in LaCoruna. They're hoping to have him back for Paris Saint-Germain, but at the moment his deputy Nacho Fernandez is doing a fine job scoring one. That was the drive behind the second goal. Real Madrid kick off the second half. And won back a little faith of their fans. But they know there's a few more bridges to build.
Well, there is, and the fans will be expecting Real Madrid now to go on and win 4 or 5. That's not always going to be the case. I mentioned with Deportivo, they do have pace in respect of Andoni and Lucas Perez and Adrian Lopez. It's only really the one opportunity that they've had, they've gone and taken. And a lot of the work that they've been doing so far is going back towards their own goal.
Marcelo for Ronaldo. Oh, brilliantly turns the defender, doesn't shake him off though. Kroos, Casemiro. Around to Modric, Gareth Bale, Casemiro to Marcelo, Carvajal kept it in play, but also made it easy for Adrian to steal the ball. There's Mosquera. Varane, safe and sound.
That's always going to be the good outball, as mentioned in the first half, with Mosquera on that left-hand side, trying to play that ball into the channel for Andoni, and he does have a good turn of pace. But the unfortunate thing for him is he's up against Varane, who's equally as quick.
It was clipped across the ear accidentally there, Andoni by Varane.
It's Mosquera who seems to be in a bit of trouble there, Rob.
He's not looking happy at all, is he, Pedro Mosquera? Concern from the referee, who is calling for the physio, I think. Looks more concerned than the player. He does look decidedly uncomfortable. It may have been a hamstring injury. Could be one of those where they've asked him to come out for the second half and see if he could shake it off, but clearly he can't, so it's a necessary early change. Edu replaces Mosquera.
Yeah, this is a shame for Mosquera, an ex-Real Madrid player. He just made the one appearance against Getafe, but spent 6 years with the B side, so he'll be disappointed today. But it gives an opportunity for Edu. Not been used too many times by Deportivo this season. He's played a dozen times with the B side so far. Youngster, 21 years of age.
Fran with the early cross. Marcelo can't guide it out of play. And his heel is clipped by Andoni. Paul's team was affected today. Oni has come in for a debut in defence. Alban Toza and Sidney, the two regular central defenders, both 6'2+. Tallest player in La Liga, unavailable. They haven't really been stretched by Bale, Ronaldo and Mayoral beyond the expectations. So I believe there is a lot more to come from this Real Madrid team.
Well, as mentioned, the problems that Deportivo have are in wider areas and not through that central area between Oni and Shah. And I've been quite impressed with the youngster making his debut.
It's a great early ball. It's onside as well. Carvajal, good touch. Tries to put it to a specialist in that field in Cristiano Ronaldo. And maybe upon reflection, Carvajal would have had a dig at goal himself.
Well, you have to say that Fabian Schär does really well. Gets himself into a great position. Good first touch from Carvajal, but look at the defensive attitude from the centre half. If he doesn't get his body across Cristiano Ronaldo, that's an easy tap in. Didn't expect the Swiss international to come on his the inside of him. But excellent defensive work.
They say that Cristiano Ronaldo's a little troubled as he sees inflation in the wage market around European football. So the word from Real Madrid is that he's got a contract with, I believe, £1 billion get-out clause, and they're not allowing him to get out of things. He's got to dig in. Gareth Bale. Schär wins a header again. It's on by Juan Fran. Marcelo to Borja Mayoral. Kroos. Varane. Carvajal to Bale. Casemiro. Luka Modric. Layoff from Mayoral, who lost his footing at the vital time. Toni Kroos to Marcelo. Ronaldo making an angle for him. Marcelo chooses Bale. Bale backed up by Modric. Well, quick football doesn't bring the goal. But there is a spring in their step.
Well, there is, and once again it's the little combination over on that far side between Gareth Bale and Luka Modric, but possession given away by Guilherme far too easy. Out to Marcelo. Is he going to play the ball to Ronaldo? No, he plays it towards the far side. In fact, Brunel was in an offside position to start off with. He just sets up Luka Modric, and he'll be disappointed with that, but Modric yet to score in La Liga this season.
His only goal against Apoel in the Champions League. Toni Kroos. Mayoral. Now Modric. Kroos. Ronaldo. Can he work his magic? Ronaldo. On to Marcelo. Marcelo coming in at breakneck speed was Mayoral, but he was one step away from making it 3-1.
But again, it's excellent work by Real Madrid. Far too easy against Deportivo. They're able to move that ball from the right-hand side to the left, nice and sharp. You look at the overload situation as that ball comes into Toni Kroos. Marcelo there is on the overlap. Nice little timing of the run and ball from Ronaldo into the path of the Brazilian. And there you see Mayoral outstretched, not able to grab hold of it.
Well, a second change for Deportivo. It's Borges. Don't think he's carrying an injury. It's a tactical swap. And Čolak, the Turkish international, is his replacement.
Well, as you're right to say, there was no injury there from Celso Borges. I'm a little bit surprised from Cristobal that he's made that change, bringing in Čolak as well. And I saw Borges just going straight into the back of the dugout, not particularly happy.
Well, it's an offensive change. Borges has been holding things together. Čolak is a creative type.
But just a little bit surprised as well, Rob, that they've lost Mosquera, who is the central midfielder. And now Borges as well, who plays in that position. And as you're right to say, maybe they want to be a little bit more adventurous. Well, here's this goal once again from Gareth Bale. It is a great strike, and you can argue the case that Ronaldo was in the line of sight of the goalkeeper, but it is a wonderful strike.
Golan stopped by Nacho. Carvajal to Bale. Modric. Gareth Bale showing incredible pace. Turbocharged from Bale. And then forward pass. Danger hasn't gone away just yet. Bale to Modric. Into trouble. That's left them maybe a little short-handed at the back. Kroos. Mayoral. And offside. Ronaldo. Oops. No hiding his disappointment.
Well, it just goes far too quickly, doesn't he? But the one person who's impressed me so far for Real Madrid is Luka Modric. Especially with the runs that he keeps on making in between the left centre-half, One and Luisinho. Gets in far too easy, and if I'm one of those centre-halves, I'll be saying to my midfield players, so well, why are you not tracking Luka Modric? He's able to find a lot of space far too easily. He's most likely giving it to the wrong number 7 there, hasn't he, the referee?
So, we're told for Lucas. Not quite sure why.
Well, it's mostly said to the referee. He said, well, if that was me who kicked the ball away, you'd book me. So why aren't you booking Ronaldo?
Manfran. Shot. Marcelo. Neatly done. Nacho. Marcelo. Modric. Brilliant ball by Luka Modric. Carvajal. Gareth Bale. You know he wants it on his left when he brings Carvajal. He cut back towards Ronaldo, but brilliant defending from Shah. Cholet. One back by Casemiro. Mayoral. Casemiro steps over it. I think he was expecting Bale to be on the outside of him, and it hasn't gone for a corner either. Carvajal. Spare man is Toni Kroos. Excellent control from the German. Great dig in as well. What a save! Incredible from Ruben to keep out Casemiro. It required top-class keeping to stop a top-class move.
Well, it is a great save, as you're right to say, Robin. Once again, time and space to cross that ball, and it's the diagonal ball towards the far post which is causing all sorts of problems, but it's an excellent header from Casemiro. He can't do anything different, but great save.
He can't keep this one out though. Bale and the header fix. I think it's fair to say that Gareth Bale is fully firing once more.
And he needs to be as well, to try and get Real Madrid out of this slump that they're in. And it's an excellent header from Gareth Bale. Good corner from Kroos on this near side. And that's what he's good at doing. The little glancing header in the centre of goal. He's not being picked up. And that'll be a disappointing thing for Cristobal, the Deportivo manager. Under immense pressure. There it is. It's a free header. Could have been himself or Varane. Take a choice. And Ruben this time, no chance.
Gareth Bale is on 9 goals now this season. A jump for joy after a heroic leap. You can feel the pressure lifting off the shoulders of Zinedine Zidane and his Real Madrid players. Bale has scored a hat-trick against Deportivo before, 2 seasons ago. Chola. Gadigo's on the outside of it. Chola tries to find Lucas Perez. Perez wins the ball. There's an armour crossing from Casemiro. A free kick in a promising position for Deportivo LaCoruna.
Well, and one of the players that they've taken off, Celso Borges, would be a player who would fancy this free kick on this left-hand side of the goal. There's something, if they want to get themselves back into this game, this is an opportunity. Guilherme is one of those who is fancying it.
Guilherme is Brazilian by birth. It's in his genes to have a go from a free kick position like this. Čolak is also standing over the ball. As Čolak digs it to the far post. Shah is in there, but he's well catered for by Nacho Fernandez.
Yeah, it's well defended, isn't it, from the centre-half from Real Madrid. We thought that Guilherme was the one who was going to pull the trigger, but no, it goes towards the far post. Shah was in an offside position anyway. Nacho is oblivious to that. Still got to go and defend it, play to the whistle. There's that header from Gareth Bale. Nice little ball from Toni Kroos, but it's the fact that when you look at Deportivo, they're zonal marking, they're not picking players up. And that allows Bale, when he has the chance for the run and leap, and it's a good header.
But Bale has now scored as many goals this season. It has been a troubled season, as he did the whole of last year when they won the double.
But the one thing, as we know, with Gareth, is he's got to maintain his fitness, and if he can maintain his fitness, then...
Yes, Andoni doesn't have a lot of support. Maybe the best he's going to get out of this is a corner. He waits for the cavalry to arrive. Guilherme. Juan Fran. There's space back to Guilherme. Blocked by Casemiro. Brilliantly again. This is Toni Kroos. I'm sure that Gareth Bale is going to be the name in the headlines, but some brilliant performances in defence as well. Here is Bale, hoping to take this ball home as a hat-trick souvenir. Oh, brilliant from Bale. Dinks it in! Oh my God, the hard work had been done. The defenders have been mesmerised by Bale. I think he was hypnotised as well.
Well, I'm not sure what Luisinho was thinking there. Do I take him left, do I take him right? But I just wonder with Mayoral at the far post, is he in an offside position? But even so, he's got to hit the target at least. You mentioned that he scored, what was it, 6 or 7 goals so far. But I look at his league, and he's a 1 in 9 striker in the league, Rob, and that tells you something. We know that he's only a youngster, 20 years of age. Had a spell on loan at Wolfsburg. But he's got to do a little bit better, even though that he's in an offside position.
Carvajal to Varane. Casemiro. I'm sure part of the plan today for Zidane was to give Mayoral an opportunity, but also to unleash Karim Benzema back from La Liga. I don't think it's a reflection necessarily on that miss of a minute ago. I'm sure it was pre-arranged between the manager and the two centre-forwards. The supporters are appreciating the running that's put in from yet another player. He's been brought up from the B team. It's a return to the stage of Karim Benzema, who has had a 5-game absence.
Yes, it'll be good to see that Karim Benzema back in. So we now have the original BBC. But Mayoral, I thought that he worked quite hard. He had a good opportunity in the first half, which was well saved by Ruben. And then a good chance at the far post, which Fabian Schär did really well. And then that last opportunity. So he's had his chance. He's not been able to score. It would just be nice to get on the starting lineup for Real Madrid.
Well, it's a reunion. First time they've been together this season in La Liga. Benzema, Cristiano, where is Gareth Bale? Here is Ronaldo. Bale was waiting. It's almost the immediate reunion.
Well, straight away, Karim Benzema, quite easy. All he has to do is just pick out Cristiano Ronaldo. And I just thought straight away, all he's got to do is play in Toni Kroos, but no, being very selfish, not able to wrap his foot around that ball enough. Again, under a little bit of pressure, this time from Edu, the holding midfielder. Is that Ruben in a spot of bother?
They've had their goalkeeping issues this season. They've actually had 4 goalkeepers: Ruben, Taiton, Pantilimon, and a young Francis has been in the squad as well, and they've just signed yet another goalkeeper this week, a 5th goalkeeper, Ukrainian international Maxim Kovac.
You know, when you take into account last week's game, when I said you had that howler when Guedes had the shot, just spilled it underneath his body. At times you don't always have to blame the goalkeeper, but you can in that respect. But it all starts from the strikers and then moves back towards the keeper. But I feel at this moment in time with Deportivo, they're allowing the flanks to be exploited far too easily.
Well, there we go. You can see they've gone to a 4-3-3. That's the familiar formation with the billboard combination. And Fran. Just a bit of housekeeping, maybe maintenance at the same time here. David, you were right that Lucas Vázquez was booked for protesting, that Ronaldo wasn't booked for kicking the ball away. And Ronaldo kicked the ball so hard it's damaged the advertising hoarding behind the goal on the left-hand side.
I wonder if he's going to get a bill for that.
Probably something tied up with image rights. Lets it go. Varane is covering for him, but Varane was involved in a linking of arms with Andoni.
Yeah, again, he's covered a position well when that ball's gone in behind Nacho. And you see the locking of the legs between Andoni and Varane.
Cholan. Lucas Perez to Juan Fran. Brilliant defending. What happens? Marcelo loses out. Here is Cholan. They've lost the shape in defence here, Real Madrid. Casemiro to the rescue once more.
Well, they get away with that one and that one. But you're right in what you're saying in respect to Carvajal. Does really well, covers across the whole of the goal to pick up that ball. And once again, you talk about unsung heroes. Casemiro's played very well once again.
Bale to Ronaldo, back flick to Madrid. Wonderful team goal. And a fantastic finish from Luka Modric. What a way to get his first of the season. The gloom is lifted at the Bernabeu.
Well, it's a great strike from Luka Modric. And all he's got to be thinking about is the placement of the ball. You can see the curl, the whip. But it's a nice little flick over on that far side. Was it from Ronaldo to start off with? And he'll be delighted with that. We know that he doesn't score enough as far as I'm concerned. But again, it's a counter-attack. It's 3 versus 4 in respect of Deportivo, but they're not able to grab hold of it. There's a nice little flick from Cristiano Ronaldo round the corner. And Luka, all he's got to go and do is pick out his spot. And Ruben, no chance.
Now, terrific technique from the Croatian international. The second half of the La Liga season, he's looking a lot rosier than the first half for Real Madrid. Of course, they do have a game in hand. Most of the teams. This is across the face of goal. Now, Messi is out there. Oh, incredible miss by Andoni. Nowhere to hide when you're playing at the Bernabeu, and all cameras are focused on you.
Well, that should be a goal for Andoni. Lucas Perez does really well. It's a save from Keylor Navas, which is denying Andoni at the far post. And then just about as he strikes the ball,
that's an incredible clearance up the line by Nacho Fernandez, and he gets a standing ovation for that. That was quite remarkable.
well, that could have been 2 goals in the space of a minute. Tries to play out. This time Casemiro is dispossessed. And Andoni once again. I just wonder if that ball is going to go slightly wide, but irrespective, that is phenomenal defending by Nacho.
Well, they haven't given up the chase here, Deportivo LaCoruna. Had 2 brilliant opportunities in the minute since Real Madrid took the lead.
And Casemiro has done so well during the course of this game. Gets dispossessed far too easy. I think that ball's just going to go slightly wide if we see it from behind the goal. Good opportunity for Andoni. Yeah, it is going to go slightly wide, but irrespective, Nacho has done really well. He doesn't know it's going to not nestle in that far post. Just wonder what on earth is he doing there, but obviously he was out on this left-hand side waiting for the ball to come from Navas as the 2 centre-halves split. But I thought the other opportunity for Andoni was a better one, and you can see as just about as he's pulling the trigger, he slipped, clipped the one ball onto the other leg and blazed over the bar.
Close to Modric. Marcelo. Rafael Varane. Dani Carvajal. Gareth Bale. Marcelo. Run from Benzema. Now to Luka Modric. Modric, good step over, takes him past Juan Fran. It was Charles who was waiting. Marcelo's cross. Taken down by Ronaldo. Still hot finished by Cristiano Ronaldo. He's having little luck in front of goal.
How on earth has he missed that? But again, you talk about the regains. Casemiro is able to win possession deep in the Deportivo final third. There we see the ball into Marcelo, and all he's got to do is pick out a white shirt. Only that's the first mistake he's made all game. Gets underneath the ball. Great chest control from Ronaldo. He just tries to hammer it with his left foot, agonisingly wide. We know that Zidane wants Ronaldo to score, so does Ronaldo, but you have to say that it's been a game, hasn't it? You have to say that Deportivo could have had 3 goals. Real Madrid 6 or 7 so far.
Surely Cristiano Ronaldo is not lacking self-belief. But he had several chances like that last week. He expects when it leaves his boot that it bursts the net. That's the second one that's cracked an advertising hoarding today.
So that's 2 bills he's got then, Rob.
Here's Marcelo. Toni Kroos. Kroos sees the gap. Brings Marcelo into play. Cholak. 3 points in the ball. Well won by Marcelo. Nacho. Modric. Benzema. Ronaldo only with his arms wrapped around him. The youngster clears the ball. You have to feel for the debutant. Hasn't had a bad game, but Real Madrid have missed 4 goals past Deport. Still motivation for Gareth Bale. Still seeking the hat-trick. Bale has won back the love of the Bernabeu supporters with his performance today. I'm told that he hadn't won in his last 7 home La Liga matches.
Well, if he carries on playing like he does, then who knows what's going to happen. But you feel a little bit sorry for Ronaldo, who's hit double figures for so many years. In fact, in the last 11 years, his lowest total in La Liga was 17, including Man United as well, and only 4 so far.
This is Moncello. Ruben, spectacular interception from the Depor keeper, who's made 2 top-class saves.
Well, there's that nice little flick from Ronaldo into the path of Luka Modric, and it's Fabian Schär who's really not allowing Ruben to see the ball completely. He'll be delighted with that, Luka Modric.
Zidane can dip into his reserves. If there is one player who can be spared the criticism this season, it has been Luka Modric. His performances have been 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10 every week. Today, he's added to his usual drive with a goal. He's given a break by Zidane. Appreciation as well from the whole coaching staff. And an opportunity for Kovacic to get some valuable playing time.
Well, we know it all depends on if he's scoring goals or not, but Luka Modric today, even without the goal that he scored, I thought was absolutely excellent. He's just run that midfield area, the movement that he has in between centre-halves and full-backs, and timeless running, backtracking. He's won so many balls, repossession as well, and he's had an excellent game.
Sure lad to Adrian Lopez. Seems such a long time ago now that Adrian gave Deportivo the lead. The quarter of the game gone. This is Kovacic, who brings movement to the midfield, seeking Cristiano Ronaldo. Andoni. Checks by Varane. Headed to Anfran. Hits and hopes for a mistake, doesn't get it from Nacho. Toni Kroos. Ronaldo lets it go to Benzema. Benzema to Bale. Bale again couldn't free Ronaldo. It's so obvious they're trying to get Ronaldo into a scoring position.
Well, they are, because obviously they want to bring his confidence back up to where it was, but I can never believe that Ronaldo lacks any confidence. But you still got to give credit to Deportivo. They're not just sitting back, they're trying to get themselves back into this game. Very difficult for a side at this moment in time, languishing in the relegation zone.
There is Gareth Bale. A quiet, modest man, and he kept his dignity when times were a little troubled. Succession of injuries, it goes back to last April. But he is fully firing today. Casemiro, Ronaldo gets his goal! Cristiano Ronaldo's got his belief back.
Well, before that ball came in, if you have a look, it's a 2v1 overload at the far post, and all it's got to be is the perfect ball, and you have the choice of 2 strikers to put the ball in. He'll be delighted with that, Ronaldo. He's had a couple of decent opportunities. There's that ball out to Gareth Bale from Casemiro, and you'll see Casemiro have a quick look up. Is it going to be Benzema? Is it going to be Ronaldo? And it is the latter at the far post. It's a good guided volley, and he'll be delighted with that. You feel a little bit sorry for Ruben, having conceded 5, but Real Madrid have been by far the better of the 2 sides.
A final change for Deportivo LaCoruna. The horse, the thoroughbred, has long bolted. Carlos Gil comes on. At least to say that he's experienced playing on the turf of this fantastic stadium. I'll tell you what, when we see another replay of that goal, David, you will see what Benzema brings to the team. Finally, Zinedine Zidane gets to play Ronaldo, Bale, Benzema at the same time, and it had all the elements in there. Benzema does what he does. He caught the eye of the defenders. He created the space for Cristiano Ronaldo to score.
Well, absolutely right, but I got to look defensively as well, Rob, and think, well, first and foremost, the ball got given away by Cholak just in the Real Madrid half. And I was having a look at him and thinking, well, you've not even made an attempt to win that ball back. So, manager, I wouldn't be particularly happy with him to start off with. But then you look at the counter-attack, absolutely spot on. But time and time again, in those wide areas, Real Madrid have had the beating of the fullbacks time and time again.
Casemiro to Carvajal. Gross. Ronaldo. 7 goals in 6 games against Deportivo LaCoruna. Quite remarkable statistics. Gareth Bale looking for his hat-trick. Swivels it across. Ronaldo's there again. The Bale-Ronaldo combination gets a goal that isn't going to go down. It's not going to count. But there are signs of what is to come in the second half of this La Liga season.
Well, there is. There you see Bale bobbing and weaving it. It's a close call, but it is the right decision from the assistant on the far side. Ronaldo gets in front of Fabian Schär to tap home. Is that the last of Gareth Bale? I'll tell you what, he's had a fabulous match, Rob. Great little header from Toni Kroos's goal to start off with. And it's a well-deserved round of applause for Gareth Bale as Lucas Vazquez comes on.
Well, quite rightly, the Bernabeu gives the Welsh wizard a standing ovation. It's his 12th start of the season. He's now scored 9 goals, which isn't a bad return. Still a bit of work to do for Gareth Bale to get back to his absolute best. It does mean that he's actually only got 90 minutes twice so far this season, but wise management from Zidane.
Well, it is, and that's why Benzema didn't start, because the 5 games that he's been out. But he'll be welcome back to create that BBC, as you're right to say, Robin.
It's a good run from Adrian, checked all the way by Carvajal. And Navas has had one of his quieter days in the Real Madrid goal, finds Vazquez. Marcelo. I suppose that Zidane will have a calendar marked in his office with a big red ring around February the 14th, not because it's Valentine's Day. More romantic than that, they play Paris Saint-Germain, and that is when he will want his famous front three, the BBC, to be at their best, peaking together again. It will be a true test in the Champions League.
I think that's what he's got to be looking at, because as far as I'm concerned, La Liga is finished as far as I'm concerned. Real Madrid are not going to catch Barcelona. It's just whether or not Atletico or Valencia are able to go and achieve that. But to try and win the Champions League, and it will be a great game, that one against Paris Saint-Germain.
I suppose the ideal for Zidane is to be able to select the BBC from the start, something they haven't done now in 44 games. Vazquez with a cross. Ronaldo! Hat-trick, Cristiano Ronaldo! No, he's taken a blow to the head. Ronaldo gets his second goal. Not that he knows a great deal about it. (6-1) Real Madrid. It's a statement.
Well, it is a statement, and it is a brave header from Cristiano Ronaldo, and that's what you have to do. But I'm sure his makeup artist will sort him out later on in the evening. But it is a good header. And once again, it's all stemmed from the flanks. Good little cross. And there's Ronaldo being nice and brave against Fabian Schär. There's the little clip. There's the braveness of the header. And once again, Ruben beaten. No chance whatsoever for the goalkeeper.
Well, a brilliant, brave goal from Cristiano Ronaldo. Threw himself at it, sacrificing his good looks and getting his second of the game and a goal ruled out. He'll feel he should have had a hat-trick.
Yeah, not only that, but the volley that he had, the left-footed volley, you can see a little bit of blood there for Ronaldo. But
I think he's just saying, "They get me a mirror quickly."
Yeah, I'm sure he will do. But there was nothing there from Fabian Schär. All he's trying to do is win the ball. There's a little bit of bravery from Cristiano, but he won't mind that.
You wouldn't like to be the doctor that applies stitches to the face of Cristiano Ronaldo, David, would you?
I think he might have to go under general anaesthetic for that one, wouldn't he?
Well, brilliant goal, though. Credit to him. He's done everything to get a goal these last few weeks. And he flew in when the boots were flying. And a fantastic finish from Cristiano Ronaldo.
But you have to say as well, it's a good ball from Lucas Vazquez. He's only been on the field just a few moments for Gareth Bale. Get himself into that wide position. Good cross, brave header, 6-1. And now I've got that, Rob, between these two sides, 47 goals in the last 11 games between the two.
Well, they're finishing the game with 10 men as they stitch up their superstar. Well, he was driven, you know, because for a short spell this afternoon, Gareth Bale was 2 ahead of him in the scoring charts.
Well, he won't like that, Ronaldo, will he? But what I was about to say, there's been some score lines between these two in favour of Real Madrid. 6-1 today. We've had a 6-2, a 5-0, and then an 8-2 for Real Madrid. Who would want to be a Deportivo player?
Well, they've answered their critics. They've bounced back after not scoring in the last 2 home games here against Barcelona, last week against Villarreal. 6 goals suggest that they have found their feet, they've found their form, they've found their va-va-voom.
Well, here's the overlapping run by Lucas Vazquez, one-on-one against Luisinho. Just stands it up towards the penalty spot. Good header.
I told you he was finding a mirror.
Dear,
Look,
oh dear.
I've seen everything now. I have seen everything.
I'm just pleased that the medical guy had the app for the mirror. Can you imagine if he was there? Just say, "Hey, hold on, get the app, can you please?"
It's Carvajal. Brilliant save by Ruben.
I'll tell you what, if there's any rugby players watching, please turn your eyes away from that last minute that we saw. Good strike.
Hey, any rugby players that have got the looks of Cristiano Ronaldo, I'd like to meet them. Well, actually, I wouldn't, but...
Oh dear, I've seen it all.
Oh, come on, Cristiano, you're on a hat-trick. Let's get you back out there.
Oh, he's got to get his hair wax out and everything, Rob. It's going to take him ages to get on.
Cynical man. Gross with a corner. Varane comes to Nacho! 2 for Bale, 2 for Ronaldo, 2 for Nacho.
Well, he does really well here, doesn't he, Nacho? At the far post. But again, it's poor marking in respect of Deportivo. But I like the way that Nacho is able to just to swivel and hit that ball with his left foot. He must be thinking, what on earth is going on here? But it's a cross once again. A set piece, Toni Kroos, little flick header from Varane. And all that Nacho's got to do is just swivel, just hits the target. He knows exactly where the goal is. Guillemette can't do anything, goes between his legs and goes beyond the hapless Ruben.
Trying to find his family in the crowd. Well, he's found the back of the net twice. They tend to reserve their cruelest displays for Deportivo. A couple of years ago they beat them 8-2. Last year they beat them 6-2. This year 7-1. That's if they've declared at 7.
Well, they are down to 10 men, aren't they? So they don't need to go piling themselves forward. But you have to say this is the sort of response that the president wanted, the fans wanted, Zidane wanted, and the players wanted as well. And they've given it to him. And I do feel sorry for the two centre-halves for Deportivo. They've actually played quite well together.
There was no signs of Ronaldo returning. You would have thought that maybe a butterfly stitch and a little bit of grease would have been enough to patch him up and get him back out there.
Well, it is a little bit of grease, as you're right to say, but they can staple those little cuts as well.
Well, I don't think there's a doctor in the world that would be brave enough to staple the cheek, the high cheekbone of Cristiano Ronaldo. They used to call them trainers, didn't they? Sponge men. Then they became physios. I think now they may have a plastic surgeon in the changing room at the end of the game.
What, his own personal one?
Well, he's had fun this afternoon. Nacho Fernandez. If you select the team on form, which is what Zidane did when he first became manager of Real Madrid 2 years ago, when he had a 5-0 success on his debut against Deportivo LaCoruna, he picked on form and not on the resumes of players, and Nacho has done enough in recent weeks to be alongside Varane. The problem is that he's got Sergio Ramos after his place again.
Well, and that will be the decision that Zidane has to go and make, and that is when Ramos becomes fit. But I'm sure at this moment in time he'll be quite happy that Sergio's had a couple of weeks off, obviously, for the suspension as well. But it's a good combination for today's game. But you've got to take into account, Rob, that they haven't won in the last 3 La Liga games.
There's Lucas Perez. Will he get a silver now? He won. Keylor Navas doing his bit. His first real save of the game, but it's taken until the 92nd minute.
Well, it is, and Lucas Perez will not be happy. He's really got to go across the keeper there, but there's Keylor Navas, nice and big, not allowing the second goal to go in for Deportivo.
It's not a bad return either. 13 attempts, 7 goals scored for Real Madrid. It's going to move them back into the top 4. Lucas Vazquez cleared by Juan Fran.
You know, that's part of the ball as far as I'm concerned with Juan Fran. All he's got to do is chest that ball back to the keeper.
Toni Kroos. Yeah, the referee's going to stop playing if there are 2 balls on the field. And perform a drop ball. They go back to the corner flag and they start again. It's all rudimentary.
I quite like that from Juan Fran and Deportivo to allow that to happen.
There's Kovacic behind him. Is Nacho. Can he find his hat-trick? Toni Kroos! They're going to have to stick just a magnificent set.
Well, I was just about to say, I don't think that Nacho's ever scored a hat-trick, but 7 goals to the good. It's been an impressive performance by Real Madrid. Here we see the last incident regarding Toni Kroos trying to clip that ball towards the far post.